Good morning, everyone. I'm excited to welcome you today as we explore an important topic, Elion Technologies and Consulting PVT Limited, Mastering HIRA Training for Safer Workplaces. Today's presentation will focus on comprehensive hazard identification and risk assessment training, which is key to transforming your workplace safety culture and protecting your most valuable assets, your people. Over the next few slides, we'll cover what HIRA training involves, its benefits, and how it can make a real difference in your organization. Let's get started. Today, we're diving into Chapter 1, Why HIRA Matters Today. This chapter sets the stage for understanding the critical importance of HIRA in our current context. First, I want to emphasize that HIRA, or Hazard Identification and Risk Assessment, is more than just a safety procedure. It's a fundamental part of creating a safe and resilient work environment. In today's fast-changing world, new risks are constantly emerging, and staying ahead of these hazards is essential. By understanding why HIRA is so vital now, we can better appreciate how it helps prevent accidents, protect workers, and ensure operational continuity. This chapter connects to our overall theme by highlighting that proactive risk management isn't just recommended, it's necessary for sustainable success. So, as we go along, keep in mind that HIRA isn't just a regulatory requirement. It's a strategic tool that empowers us to identify potential issues before they become serious problems. Let's take a closer look at the hidden dangers that exist in every workplace. These hazards aren't always obvious. They can be lurking in chemical storage areas or even in repetitive tasks that seem harmless. What's alarming is that studies show around 60% of workplace accidents actually come from hazards that weren't properly identified or assessed beforehand. This highlights how crucial it is to have solid safety protocols in place to catch potential risks early. Now, beyond the immediate physical harm, the financial impact of these hazards can be devastating. Companies often face hefty costs, not just from medical bills, but also from equipment damage, production delays, workers' compensation claims, and even legal liabilities. These costs can really add up and affect the overall health of the business. And that brings us to the cost of complacency. When risks go unchecked, the consequences can be severe, costing companies millions each year due to downtime, increased insurance claims, and lost productivity. One serious incident can shut down operations for days or even weeks, which can damage relationships with clients and harm the company's reputation in the market. But it's not just about money. The human toll is even more significant: injuries, trauma, and in the worst cases, fatalities. That's why proactive risk management isn't just a smart business move, it's a moral responsibility. Creating a safe workplace protects everyone and ensures the well-being of your team. What is HIRA? Well, it stands for Hazard Identification and Risk Assessment, and it really is the foundation of safety in any workplace. It provides a structured way to identify potential hazards before they turn into incidents. Essentially, it involves examining every aspect of operations, from machinery to human factors, to uncover risks early on. The key here is being proactive. Instead of waiting for something to go wrong, HIRA helps us prevent accidents before they happen. This approach not only protects employees, but also helps maintain smooth operations. Plus, it shows that we're taking our duty of care seriously. Another important aspect is compliance. HIRA ensures that organizations meet all regulatory requirements and industry standards. It creates documented evidence of our safety efforts, which is crucial in protecting against legal liabilities and penalties. Ultimately, through thorough hazard identification, risk evaluation, and implementing controls, HIRA shifts our safety culture from just reacting to crises to actively managing and reducing risks. It builds a resilient environment where everyone understands their role in keeping the workplace safe, fostering a true safety-first mindset across the organization. Now, let's talk about why the stakes are truly high when it comes to safety and risk management. The global regulatory landscape is quite complex, with mandates from organizations like OSHA, ISO 45001, and various local safety laws. These standards set the minimum requirements for effective risk management systems, but it's important to remember that noncompliance can lead to serious penalties, and those penalties are only increasing each year. For example, OSHA fines can reach up to $145,027 for a single willful violation, which is a significant financial risk. Additionally, ISO 45001 certification is becoming increasingly essential, especially for companies involved in supply chains, so not having it could limit your business opportunities. And beyond these, there are industry-specific regulations that add even more layers of compliance, making it clear that risk management isn't just a good idea, it's a necessity. Now, what happens if companies fail to implement proper hazard identification and risk assessment processes? The consequences can be severe and go well beyond just fines. Financially, you're looking at hefty fines, higher insurance premiums, and potential costs from litigation. Operationally, it could mean work stoppages, project delays, or even losing key contracts. And on a reputational level, the fallout can be just as damaging: public scrutiny, difficulty attracting talent, and long-term damage to your brand's reputation. In essence, neglecting proper risk management can threaten the very viability of your business. That's why understanding and adhering to these standards isn't just about compliance. It's about protecting your organization and ensuring long-term success. Today, I want to focus on a crucial aspect of effective risk management: identifying risks before they become incidents. It's all about being proactive rather than reactive. By catching potential issues early, we can prevent costly disruptions and maintain a safer, more efficient environment. The key here is vigilance, constantly monitoring and assessing our operations for any signs of trouble. This involves understanding where vulnerabilities might lie and recognizing early warning signals. Highlighting these risks early allows us to implement corrective measures swiftly, stopping problems in their tracks before they escalate. This proactive approach ties directly into our overall goal of creating a resilient organization that can adapt and respond effectively. Remember, the earlier we spot a risk, the better our chances of avoiding an incident altogether. So, staying alert and attentive to potential hazards is essential in building a strong safety and risk management culture. Welcome to Chapter 2, Elion's expertise in HIRA training. In this section, we'll explore how Elion has developed specialized skills and extensive experience in hazard identification and risk assessment. We'll look at the key methods and approaches that make Elion a leader in this field. Understanding this expertise is crucial because it underscores our commitment to effective safety management and proactive risk mitigation. By the end of this chapter, you'll see how Elion's knowledge and training capabilities play a vital role in fostering safer workplaces and aligning with our overall safety goals. Let's dive into the details of what makes Elion a trusted authority in HIRA training. Who we are, Elion Technologies and Consulting PVT Limited, is proud to be your trusted safety partner. We've established ourselves as a leading authority in workplace safety and risk management, supported by years of specialized experience. Our team of certified safety professionals brings not only deep technical knowledge, but also practical insights that make a real difference. When we conduct training, we're not just sharing theories. We focus on delivering actionable expertise that comes from working in real-world environments. Our experience spans across India's most demanding industrial sectors. For example, in the pharmaceuticals industry, we understand the complexities of chemical processes, cleanroom protocols, and strict regulatory compliance. In manufacturing, safety around heavy machinery, production lines, and automation hazards is critical. The energy sector involves high-voltage systems, working in confined spaces, and protecting critical infrastructure. And in construction, safety at heights, excavation work, and managing multiple contractors are all vital areas we cover. By tailoring our approach to each industry's unique challenges, we ensure that safety is practical, effective, and ingrained in everyday operations. Ultimately, our goal is to help organizations create safer workplaces, protect their people, and ensure compliance, which ties directly into the overall theme of building a strong safety culture together. Welcome to our comprehensive HIRA training program. This is a one-day intensive course designed to be both efficient and effective. We've carefully structured it to maximize learning while minimizing disruption to your operations. The goal is to deliver the essential HIRA knowledge you need through a balanced mix of instruction and practical application. Throughout the day, we focus on making theory meet practice. That means we don't just cover the foundational concepts. We also incorporate hands-on exercises that simulate real workplace scenarios. This approach allows participants to practice conducting risk assessments using industry-standard tools, so the learning is directly applicable to your work environment. We also include industry-relevant case studies. These are real examples from pharmaceutical facilities, manufacturing plants, and energy installations. By examining these, you'll see how HIRA principles are applied in different operational contexts, helping you understand their relevance to your specific industry and challenges. Our core curriculum covers several key areas. First, hazard identification. This involves systematic inspection techniques, employee consultation methods, documentation protocols, and hazard categorization. Understanding how to identify hazards accurately is fundamental to effective risk management. Next, we dive into risk assessment. This includes using probability and severity matrices, quantitative analysis methods, and risk ranking systems. Plus, you'll learn how to ensure your assessments align with legal requirements, which is critical for compliance. Finally, we explore control implementation. We'll cover the hierarchy of controls, designing engineering solutions, developing administrative controls, and establishing monitoring and review processes. These steps are essential for managing risks effectively and maintaining a safe workplace. Overall, this program is designed to equip you with practical skills and knowledge that you can immediately apply. It's about making your risk management processes more robust and aligned with industry best practices. Let's take a closer look at the training highlights. First, we have the real-world scenario immersion. This means diving into authentic case studies, like the comprehensive pharmaceutical facility risk assessments we conducted in Hyderabad. You'll analyze actual hazard data, evaluate the control measures that were put in place, and gain insight into the decision-making process behind successful safety implementations. Next, we focus on hands-on tool mastery. This part of the training gives you practical experience with industry-standard assessment tools and methodologies. The goal is for you to be able to immediately apply these skills in your workplace, making your safety evaluations more effective and confident. We also emphasize a cultural transformation focus. This is about learning strategies to foster genuine employee involvement and to build a proactive safety culture. You'll discover techniques that make risk assessment a shared responsibility, rather than something that's simply mandated from the top down. Now, on the technical side, we cover a range of methodologies. Risk matrices, for example, help us evaluate likelihood and consequence in a multidimensional way, giving a clearer picture of risk levels. Fault tree analysis allows us to systematically investigate potential failure pathways, helping us identify root causes. FMEA, or failure mode effects analysis, is a proactive approach to pinpoint vulnerabilities in equipment and processes before failures happen. Finally, bow tie analysis provides a visual map of hazard pathways and control barriers, making complex risk scenarios easier to understand and communicate. Overall, these training highlights are designed to equip you with both practical tools and the mindset needed to create safer, more resilient operations. Today, I want to walk you through Chapter 3, which focuses on the HIRA training process at Elion. This chapter is essential because it outlines how we ensure that our team is well-equipped with the right knowledge and skills. The training process is the backbone of our safety culture, and it's designed to be thorough, interactive, and tailored to our specific needs. We start with comprehensive sessions that cover the fundamentals of HIRA, emphasizing the importance of hazard identification and risk assessment. But it's not just about the theory. We also focus on practical exercises that allow our team members to apply what they've learned in real-world scenarios. This hands-on approach helps reinforce concepts and builds confidence. Throughout the process, we emphasize continuous learning and improvement, encouraging everyone to stay engaged and proactive in maintaining safety standards. Overall, this training process is a key component of our commitment to a safe and responsible work environment, aligning perfectly with our broader safety goals at Elion. Let's start with the first step, establishing the context and scope. This is really the foundation for success in any HIRA process. When we talk about defining boundaries and objectives, we're setting the stage to ensure the assessment is thorough but focused. It's important to teach participants how to clearly identify which processes, equipment, and work areas need evaluation. This helps us avoid scope creep, which can lead to missing critical hazards or wasting time on areas that aren't relevant. During this phase, you want to map out organizational operations to see how everything connects and to understand where hazards are most likely to emerge. Recognizing these interdependencies is key. Now, let's look at some key activities involved here. First, defining physical and operational boundaries helps keep everyone on the same page. Identifying stakeholders and the assessment team ensures we have the right people involved. Reviewing applicable regulations and standards is essential to stay compliant and relevant. Establishing assessment criteria and risk tolerance levels guides us in making consistent judgments. And documenting the organizational context and constraints provides clarity and focus for the entire process. Remember, this training is tailored to your specific industry, so the content will adapt to your sector's hazards and regulatory requirements. This way, the assessment is immediately applicable in your workplace. All of these steps build a solid foundation, making the entire hazard identification and risk assessment more effective and manageable. Now, let's move on to steps 2 and 3, identifying hazards and assessing risks. The first part involves systematic inspections. Here, we use structured walkthroughs with comprehensive checklists that are tailored specifically to your operations. The key is learning to observe carefully, with trained eyes, so you can spot hazards that might otherwise be missed. Next, employee feedback plays a crucial role. Those working on the front lines know their tasks best, and their insights can reveal risks that management might overlook. Effective consultation techniques help harness this frontline knowledge, making our hazard identification more complete. Then we turn to data analysis. By mining incident reports, near-miss data, and maintenance records, we can identify patterns and emerging hazards early, before they lead to harm. This proactive approach helps us stay ahead of potential issues. After gathering all this information, we evaluate the risks. This involves applying proven methodologies to determine how likely a hazard is to occur and how severe the consequences could be. Clear risk rankings then guide our decision-making process. Let's look at risk assessment in action. First, we evaluate likelihood by considering factors like how often similar incidents have happened in the past, how long and how often people are exposed, and how effective existing controls are. Human factors, such as training and competency, also influence this. Then, we assess severity by examining potential outcomes across different dimensions, ranging from minor injuries to fatal incidents, environmental impacts, property damage, and even business continuity disruptions. All these steps combined give us a comprehensive picture of hazards and risks, helping us prioritize actions to keep everyone safe and our operations running smoothly. Now, let's look at steps 4 and 5. Prioritize risks and implement controls. First, we categorize risks into 4 levels. Critical risks require immediate action. You need to address these right away to prevent serious consequences. High-priority risks call for short-term solutions, so you act quickly but might need to plan more comprehensive fixes later. Medium-priority risks are managed through planned mitigation within your operational cycles, meaning you address them as part of your regular processes. And lower-priority risks are monitored and addressed as resources permit, so they don't demand immediate attention but still need oversight. Effective risk management is all about strategic resource allocation. This means focusing your organization's attention and investment on the highest priority risks first. By doing so, you ensure that your safety measures have the maximum impact, especially when budgets and personnel are limited. Next, let's talk about the hierarchy of controls, which is a fundamental concept in safety management. It ranks control strategies from most effective to least effective. At the very top is elimination, completely removing the hazard, which is the gold standard when possible. If that's not feasible, the next best is substitution, replacing dangerous materials or processes with safer alternatives. Following that are engineering controls, which involve physical modifications like installing guards, improving ventilation, or automating tasks to reduce exposure. Then come administrative controls, things like procedures, training, signage, and work practice modifications that help workers stay safe. Lastly, personal protective equipment, or PPE, acts as the last line of defense when other controls can't fully eliminate the risk. Our training emphasizes that combining multiple levels of these controls creates a robust, defense-in-depth approach. No single measure is usually enough on its own, but a layered strategy significantly enhances safety and reduces hazards effectively. Connecting all these points to the overall theme, it's clear that prioritization and layered controls are key to managing risks efficiently. By focusing on the most critical issues first and applying the most effective controls, organizations can create a safer work environment and protect their people more effectively. Now let's move on to step 6, monitor, review, and update. Remember, a living safety system is never truly complete. As workplaces evolve, new hazards can emerge and existing risk profiles can change. That's why our training emphasizes the importance of continuous improvement through systematic monitoring and periodic reviews. Participants will learn how to establish review triggers, things that signal it's time to reassess, and how to conduct meaningful audits. Engaging employees in ongoing hazard identification is crucial because those on the front lines often have the best insights. This approach helps create a safety culture that sustains itself, where risk management becomes part of daily operations. Let's talk about regular audits. These scheduled assessments verify the effectiveness of controls and help us spot new hazards early. Employee engagement is also vital. By establishing continuous feedback loops, we can gather frontline observations and near-miss reports, which are invaluable for proactive safety management. Documentation updates are another key aspect. We need to keep our risk registers current, reflecting any organizational changes or new information. And control refinement involves improving protective measures based on performance data and fresh insights, making our safety systems more robust over time. Remember, safety isn't a destination. It's a journey of ongoing vigilance and improvement. Effective HIRA programs grow with your organization, ensuring that protective measures stay relevant as conditions change. Let's take a closer look at Chapter 4, which focuses on the real impact of Elion's HIRA training. Here, we see how the training has truly made a difference in our safety culture and operational effectiveness. It's not just about learning concepts. It's about applying them in real-world situations to prevent incidents and improve overall safety. This chapter highlights concrete examples of how participants have used their new skills to identify hazards more effectively and implement proactive measures. The key takeaway is that the training isn't just theoretical. It's transforming how our teams approach risk management daily. This aligns perfectly with our overall goal of fostering a safer, more responsible work environment. When we invest in such targeted training, we empower our people to make smarter, safer decisions, which ultimately benefits everyone involved. Let's take a closer look at this case study from Hyderabad. The pharmaceutical facility faced a real challenge with increasing near-miss incidents and growing regulatory scrutiny. Their existing safety processes weren't systematic enough, which left significant gaps in hazard identification and risk management. As a result, expansion plans were on hold until they could address these safety issues, and leadership knew they needed a comprehensive solution. So we started with an initial assessment. Our team conducted a thorough evaluation of the entire facility, which led to the identification of 47 major hazards. These included risks from chemical exposures and equipment-related dangers that had previously gone unnoticed. Next, we delivered targeted training. We held 2 intensive sessions that trained 32 employees from various key departments: operations, maintenance, and management. The goal was to empower these professionals to recognize hazards and implement safety practices effectively. Following that, the facility team took action to implement controls based on our prioritized recommendations. They improved ventilation systems, upgraded PPE protocols, and added new safeguards to equipment. These steps made the workplace significantly safer and more compliant with regulations. And the results speak for themselves. Within just 6 months, they achieved a 40% reduction in incidents, which is a substantial improvement. They also reached full regulatory compliance and restored confidence among their workforce. Quantitatively, this means fewer reportable safety events, total adherence to pharmaceutical safety standards and ISO regulations, and the creation of safety champions across all departments. They identified and controlled the hazards that once posed risks to their operations. Beyond the numbers, the facility reported a dramatic boost in employee confidence in their safety systems. This not only improved morale, but also strengthened their ability to secure new contracts that require stringent safety credentials. Overall, this case highlights how a systematic hazard identification and targeted safety interventions can dramatically transform a facility's safety culture and operational resilience. Let's take a moment to look at some feedback from our clients. First, the manufacturing facility manager shared how Elion's HIRA training completely changed their safety approach. They moved from just reacting to fires and hazards to proactively managing risks. The practical tools and methodologies helped them identify hazards they had overlooked for years. As a result, their downtime decreased by over 30%, and most importantly, their team members go home safe every day. Next, the chemical plant safety officer emphasized how the training was not only practical and engaging, but also immediately applicable. Within just a few weeks, they implemented new assessment protocols that caught critical hazards early, before any incidents occurred. The instructor's real-world experience really made complex concepts easier to understand and put into action. Then, the construction company director shared that this has been their best safety investment. Elion's team understood the unique challenges of managing multiple sites and tailored the training specifically to construction hazards. Now, project managers conduct site HIRA assessments that have prevented numerous potential accidents. They even saw a decrease in insurance premiums thanks to their improved safety record. Finally, looking at the overall client satisfaction metrics, 95% of clients would recommend Elion to their industry peers, and we hold an average rating of 4.8 out of 5 for training quality and effectiveness. These testimonials and numbers reflect how our training makes a real difference, creating safer workplaces and more confident teams. When considering why Elion is the right choice for your HIRA training, let me start by highlighting our expert trainers. Our team consists of certified safety professionals who bring decades of combined experience. They've conducted thousands of risk assessments across a wide range of industries, so they truly understand the practical challenges you face daily. What's special about them is that you're learning from practitioners, not just theorists, which makes the training more relevant and applicable. Next, our programs are customized. We don't believe in a one-size-fits-all approach. Instead, we tailor the training content to your specific industry hazards, operational context, and regulatory environment. This means your team will learn using examples and scenarios that are directly relevant to their actual work, making the learning more impactful. We also offer professional certification. Participants who complete the training receive recognized HIRA certification. This not only validates their competence, but also empowers them to lead risk management initiatives within your organization. Building this internal capability reduces your dependence on external consultants over time. Now, let me talk about the Elion advantage. First, we emphasize a practical focus, using real-world case studies, hands-on exercises, and applicable tools and templates to ensure your team can implement what they learn right away. We also provide implementation guidance to support your ongoing safety efforts. Our comprehensive support sets us apart. We start with a pre-training needs assessment to understand your specific requirements, then provide customized training materials. After the training, we offer follow-up consultations and access to a resource library, ensuring continuous learning and improvement. Finally, our proven results speak for themselves. Organizations that choose Elion see measurable safety improvements, better compliance, fewer incidents, and a stronger safety culture overall. So, when you choose Elion, you're investing in a partner dedicated to making your safety programs more effective and sustainable. Join me as we look at how Elion can help us build a safer tomorrow. Investing in HIRA training today is crucial. Remember, workplace safety isn't just a cost. It's an investment in your most valuable assets: your people, your operational continuity, and your reputation. Every day we delay effective risk management leaves us vulnerable to preventable incidents that could have devastating consequences for lives and business operations. Elion's HIRA training gives your team the knowledge, skills, and confidence to spot hazards, assess risks, and put controls in place that truly create safer workplaces. Our proven approach has helped organizations across India make remarkable safety improvements and foster a culture where everyone can go home safe at the end of the day. So, what's the first step towards zero incidents? It's reaching out to us today. Contact us to discuss your organization's specific needs and training requirements. Then, work with our team to customize the program so it fits your industry and operational context perfectly. Next, you can schedule the training at convenient dates that minimize disruption but maximize participation. And finally, you'll start transforming your safety culture by applying what you've learned and building sustainable risk management capabilities. If you're ready to get started, contact Elion Technologies and Consulting. Schedule a consultation to see how our HIRA training can boost your safety performance. Let's collaborate to protect your people, assets, and reputation while creating a workplace where safety is everyone's priority. Remember, your journey toward comprehensive risk management begins with a simple conversation. Reach out today and take that first step with us.